Hello everybody, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. And today, hopefully, we have the culmination of Macintosh. This Macintosh IIx has been a trying experience. The Macintosh II hasn't been a whole lot better, but hopefully today it'll be at least the end-ish of it. I hope it won't be some cruel April Fool's joke. Oh, and in the chat already, we have Eric's Edge, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Bacchus, Vic the Vicar, and Garth Beagle. How's it going, everybody? Thank you all for being here. And Epictronics, too. Jeez, it's like a full house already. So let's show you what we're working with here. So here is our Macintosh IIx logic board. I should have had this sort of unplugged. But let's kind of review where we're at with this thing. So originally, we recapped this board, fixed some bad traces, and it powered up pretty good. But then, ultimately, we found out that the Macintosh II and Macintosh IIx require the FPUs to be installed, and the scrapper that I got these systems with had removed the FPUs because, you know, they have nice, pretty gold on top of them. So, in order to get this thing to work, I had to make this adapter because I have all of these PLCC versions of the math coprocessors around, but I had no PGA versions. So, you know, made the little adapter. This thing worked great. And for the most part, it works pretty well. The main problem I'm running into now is, say we have our blue SCSI, right? We have our blue SCSI, and while I have a cord here, let's get rid of that, right? If we try to power this blue SCSI off of the termination power, like pretty much every other system except for maybe the Macintosh II SI, it doesn't work, right? We get sad Mac chime. Okay. But if we take this and we plug it in, and we plug it in, we get happy Mac chime. So, what does that mean? It can mean a lot of stuff, I guess. It kind of implies that the blue SCSI isn't getting enough power from the termination power on the SCSI bus, which is weird. And so last week on Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream, I was working on this system and I replaced the fuse. So let's see here. Where's that fuse? So this system has one of this style fuse. I found that there was a little bit of resistance there, which, you know, you don't really want your fuse contributing resistance. And then this was the original diode, which, you know, had some voltage drop, as, you know, all diodes are going to have some voltage drop. But so I switched out the fuse, I switched out the diode, and we still have the same issue. That's a good question. I haven't tried it with a V2. But I really don't want to waste a V2 on a Macintosh 2 or 2X because it's, you know, they're not particularly fast systems. So you can see we booted up totally fine. I think we're currently in, yeah, system 755, which is a little too much for this system, but it's fine. Let's try a V2 just for giggles. I would imagine that the V2. So what does the termination power measure as? So let's show you that. Let's grab our stuffs. Okay, so we're gonna get a sad Mac, but that's okay. And you can't see anything because of my lights. There we go. Okay, so black, 4.75 volts. right? That should be okay for the blue SCSI, but whatever. Shut that back off. Let's try the V2. Just in case. Yeah, the V2. I've heard Eric say that the V2 has less power draw. So, while we have this V2 up here, excellent time to remind people that I'm giving away a this exact V2 blue SCSI. Just go and leave a comment on my video that I talk about that. No, sad Mac even with that one. So I was thinking, what I'd like to do, I just want to try one one last ditch effort to just maybe see if we can fix this. I ultimately am getting a blah 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 an oscilloscope, and I want to kind of look at some of the signals and stuff and see if there's something weird going on. But for the time being, I have one last hack that I want to try on this thing before we give up and resort to using actual power. So the one thing I was kind of wondering is, and this was another thing that I did with this system, the traces for the 5-volt or for the termination power are very thin, so I ran an extra wire just to try to bulk that up a little bit. But I was wondering if maybe the connection to, which is actually right here, if the connection to the 5-volt power plane is a little weak, and so I was going to run a jumper from here to here. And let's just see if that does anything. I have a feeling it won't, but I want to try it. So let's try it. So let's switch over to the microscope. Hey, I'm open for trying anything, you know? It's like, let's see if something works. I have to be really careful with this board because of that stupid the cordyceps mushroom hanging off the edge there. Let's see. Okay, so this one, if we remember that this one is our 5-volt, so we don't tear up our overload our SCSI termination bus power. Let's see. Just cutting a little piece of wire. Yeah, I figure why the heck not. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna work, but weirder stuff has happened. Sorry, YouTube. Alright, so just gonna put a little heat on that to help burn off the thing, burn off the enamel. Sorry, one second. I'm a little scattered today. I was trying to clean up, get the cases all cleaned up so I can put these things back together. I have retrobrighted the cases, or well, I've retrobrighted the 2X case. I did not retrobrite the 2 case, but I did clean it up because it was really, really gross. All right. So let's go in here. Burn off some of that enamel. And add it to our 5-volt power. Wow, my workshop's not even that cold. There we go. Maybe it's because this is my backup. My backup soldering iron is not happy. It's not liking being the primary soldering iron. Alright, so that jumper, or that spot, should be where the 5 volt needs to go. I just want to double check that. Yes. That is where the diode is poking through. Alrighty, let's try this. It's probably not gonna work. We've learned a lot about Macintosh IIs this month. Or I have anyway. Maybe you all knew this. Alright, let's switch back to the main cam. Clear some stuff out of... Oh, sorry. Oh, God, that was a bad noise. Alright. Plug in this. So whatever noise we hear, we can hear it. Why did I just throw that blue SCSI? Okay, here we go. There's this video card. I also tried a bunch of different cables, different SCSI cables. There was no difference there. Okay, let's try this in 3, 2, 1. Oh, how about that? Huh. Alright, we're gonna have to try that again. Oh, no, didn't work. Okay, it was close. Yeah, no, it's freaking out. It's enough to boot it, but it's not, or it's enough to boot, but not actually, or it's enough to post, but not boot. Yeah, it's not happy. Alright, fine. We are... 4.78. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't do a whole lot. I guess it did something. It's slightly higher, but... Alright, so let's get rid of that bodge. We'll just use power. It's really not a big problem. I just don't want that bodge. The Lovecraftian FPU. Oh, that's great. So yeah, I'm calling this thing the Cordyceps Macintosh IIx because that game The Last of Us with those clickers and the stuff's coming up out of their heads. It reminds me of that. All right, so let's rip this off of here. Use the microscope. Yeah, let's hook it up to the 12 volt rail and see how it goes. Yes, Eric did a very interesting experiment on alternate ways to power our batteries, so that we don't have to resort to batteries or power our CMOS, but it didn't quite work. Didn't quite go to plan. Alrighty, let's get that. Get a nice even solder joint there. Alrighty. Well, that's kind of sad. Hey, Steve. How's it going? Mac84. Who else is here? 1bit's here, too. How's it going, 1bit? Man, everyone's here. Alright, let's get back to this. Let's put this stupid thing back together, finally. That's been apart for a month. And it's never really been together. I've never had this system totally together and working. Ever since I bought it, it was just sort of sitting on my shelf, waiting for something to happen to it. Alright. So, here you can see our Macintosh IIx case. Retrobrighted-ish. This was my snowbrighting experiment that we had tried, which kind of sort of worked. It's not as potent as normal middle of the summer retrobrighting, but it got it way better than where we started. I'll show the picture of that in a little bit. So with this one, should be able to tilt that down. Oh, I did also want to mention, so retrobrighting, the Macintosh IIx case is, a nightmare, as is any case where you have metal. And so this back part of the chassis is, kind of important for the rigidity of the system. And so there are all these heat stakes on here. Let's see if I can pop this off. So many little protuberances. All right, so heat stakes everywhere, but the back ones are the big ones. You really need to get these back ones redone because that's providing the rigidity on the back of the case. It helps link everything back together. For the interior one, I just did this one, I did this one, I did this one, I did that one, and I did that one. And so that's enough. I mean, the EMI shielding, we probably don't even need to put it back in. But I like to have it in there just in case. And Justin D. Morgan's here. How's it going, Justin? Alright, so let's put that thing back in there. Put this one back in here. Okay, so then this one should have lots of tiny little clips. And we're clipped in like that. There should be some screws that have been on my bench all Macintosh. These screws have been on my bench and they haven't walked away. So that I'll call that a win. Screwdriver. Oh, I think the 2CI is a much nicer system overall. I really like the 2CI. It's going to be faster than these. The 2FX is going to be, kind of the same performance as the 2CI, but finding one of those is going to be really expensive. I don't know. I only have these because when I was first getting into doing, checking out old Macintoshes, I went to the scrapper guy and I got 4 systems from him. I should have bought all. I think he had 10 or 11. But I didn't know what I was doing back then. And so I got the 2X, and the LC3, and an SE. And that's what I started learning all this stuff about old Macs on. Okay, there's that. Need another screw. Who else is here? What's up, Retro Techie? Okay, here's this. Put our video card in here. Now, we have this giant monstrosity. And I think what I should do is plug in the SCSI cable and the power cable first. We all should have hoarded earlier. Yeah. Okay, there's that. Oh, Dave Diamond, you recycled the guts. Oh, that's sad. It's alright. Well, I mean, a year ago, I had no idea what I was doing with old Macs. And, I mean, honestly, I still don't feel like I'm totally fluent, but I'm learning a lot. Alright. Yeah, let's put this. Got to figure out how to mount a hard drive in here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot for it to come up. And JVHS is here. How's it going, Jeremy? Cool. Bring this one over like that. It is kind of sad that you can't see my FPU. Anymore. Maybe, you know, if this case was in any worse condition. Oh, shoot, I forgot about the speaker. If this case was any worse condition, I could have, like, put a window in there so we could see it. So then this just goes in here like this. Speaker. Alright, there's that. What else do we need to do? We need to screw this down. This was the hard drive that was in this system when I got it. I guess it goes in there like that, gets screwed down like that. So I could like put a couple holes in here that would mount up to the blue SCSI. Alright, we need some screws for this. Oh, trash a 5170. Well, I mean, there were a lot of people that trashed 5170s. That was an easy target for trash. So, you know, before I moved up to New England, I lived in New Jersey. And we were originally moving into a very tiny house that had no space. And so I had a 5150, a 5160, a 5170, all like perfect functioning with the relevant monitors. I had original software and manuals, and I gave it all to somebody just because I couldn't take it with me. I think they might be somehow associated with VCF, so I'm hoping that got into the VCF collection somehow. But yeah, that was a lot of fun stuff that I got rid of that I kind of regret at this point. And I forgot to plug in this. So the the little cage that you need for the floppy drive is the same as the Macintosh SE. And yeah, I guess theoretically you could use the SE cage to hard drive cage to mount a drive. Let's see. What's the best way to route this cable? My PC cable routing brain is kicking in and it wants it to be fancier, but oh, that looks good. That's nice. That's nice. You better not glue your blue scuzzies in place, Retro Techie. We might have to kick you out of our friend group. Okay, there's that. Let's plug in our blue scuzzy. Plug in some power. I'll come up with a fancy way to mount this later. Very, very elegant solution right here, but wow, this thing is way heavier with all this stuff in there. All right, that's all mounted. Yeah, actually, out of all of the old hardware, I've regretted getting rid of and or destroying at some point in my history. Oh shit! Oh, I just moved something. I had an IBM PS2 model 95. That's one I really wish I had back. Alright, here we go. Oh, and 3, 2, 1. Chime, happy chime. And we're booting. Alright, we actually have a fully functioning Macintosh IIx. Hopefully. Nice, it works. Now fix another. That's the plan, Retro Techie. Alright, what have I missed? Chat. Oh, this is the wrong... It's booting up the wrong image. Did I grab the wrong blue scuzzy? Yeah. Whatever. Oh. So I have run Snooper on this thing. I let it go. It did like 46 cycles or something. And so it's a very happy system once it gets going. Oh, no. What did I just click? Don't want that. I want monitors. Control panel. Monitors. This oh, let me switch up my camera. This particular video card I have in here does up to millions of colors. A Macintosh 2 doing millions of colors. Oof. Oh, 8-bit VP6. That's a good board. I still have one of those. Epictronics. If you need one, let me know. It's one of the things I've been thinking about getting rid of. We don't need millions of colors. That's too many for a Macintosh IIx. Alright. Did I boot up the right version? Yeah, it's 7.5. Okay. So let's shut this down. Let's put the case on top of it and be done with this thing. Where the heck did I put the case? Okay. Alright. So, again, the same kind of thing here. You know, if you're retrobrighting one of these, you got to take off this EMI shielding. And so, when you put them back in, you got to redo the heat stakes, which is, for these is kind of a nightmare. Let's go here. Okay. All right, and Trina's here. How's it going, Trina? And I'm sorry if there's anyone else that I've mixed. Retro Techie, no, I cannot come up and fix your Mac Portable. Display. Ugh, okay, there's one last thing we got to do to this one, and that's put our Apple logo back on here. So that's another thing you got to do when you do your retrobrighting, is to get rid of your little Apple logos. Oh, jeez. I am so uncoordinated today. Get rid of your Apple logos because they will get destroyed. All right. There's our Apple logo. Oh, it's not sitting nice. So, normally with Macintoshes, with your Apple logo, there's a little hole behind them that, you can just cram something in to help get rid of the logo when you need to remove it, or badge, whatever you want to call it. This system did not have one of those holes, so I needed to cut a hole, or made a little hole behind it to push it out. Yeah, I think I am going to VCF East. I hope to anyway. I haven't finalized my travel plans yet, but I should. I think I will be. What is going on? Oh, so when I did this, I got a bunch of plastic stuck back there. There we go. That should fit nicely now. There we go. Look at that. Look at how happy this is. Oh, it's a nice, pretty system now. And just to remind everyone what this thing looked like when we got it. Do I still have this picture up? Oh, 1 second. Let me pull up the picture. Recent, this one. Okay, come back to OBS. There you go. So that's what this guy looked like when we got it. Very yellow. And that's where we're at today. So, super excited about this. Really excited to have a nice system that I can have cards that I can test out. Need to set this aside. Sorry, 1 second. Ooh, okay, set that aside. Ooh. Oh, geez. Oh, I need to set that somewhere else. 1 second. Okay. Now, Macintosh II. This chassis has not been totally restored yet. Paint it red. Oh, you're going to be playing Spectre VR Lab there. That's fun. You're going to VCF Steve's basement. Okay, yeah, as long as Steve doesn't know, that's probably fine. Let's see, paint it red. Retro Techie, what is wrong with you? Yes, Trina is taking over Dave's Vintage Apple Tech's 8-hour stream tomorrow. So, definitely come hang out with us tomorrow. I plan on being there. Of course, the world is a crazy place. Alright, so this system, this one was originally looked better. Right now it doesn't quite look as good. I have not retrobrighted this system, but I did do a little bit of cleaning. This thing was like, there was junk all caked all up in this thing. So, this one needed some work, and it still needs work. Which way does this go? Gotta go like that. Okay. But I have not, done the full-on, taken everything apart, cleaned it all up. I haven't done any of that. We have, with this one, we did go over the logic board. I replaced the batteries, fixed bad traces. So this thing's basically ready to go. This was the FPU that we worked on last weekend, in last weekend's stream, where we unbent all of those pins. And so this one should be good to go. I probably should test it before I screw it in. But let's send it. Let's go. Let's see. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff. Getting all of our little clickies in there. This one, if anyone happens to know of a place to get a power switch, I could use a power switch for one of these. Need a power supply. This power supply actually still needs a little bit of work, but I think it will work well enough for our purposes. I gotta take this apart and do some recapping. It kind of works, so we're gonna go with it. Because I really gotta pack these up. I have too many other projects that are waiting to get back onto the big bad bench. Okay, Macintosh 2. That in there. Got a screw. That sounds good. Now, if I remember correctly, this thing works fine. Oh shoot, I didn't leave out a blue SCSI image. All right, we can use that V2. Let's hook up floppy cable. Let's put in a video card. Yes, Trina, I'm part of that Discord. Alright, and this one originally had this giant thing in there. Let's set that aside. Okay, that goes up there like that. What else we got? So you can see the other plate for that system was flat. This one's different. And I think this one had an aftermarket hard drive in there. This one had this beast. So the other one was a 40 meg in the original one. This is a 380 meg. I cannot get this thing to work. I did get the 40 meg working enough to get stuff off of it, and then it died. Oh, don't want to put this back on. But yeah, this one had to be bent so that it sat down further, so that it could clear. Yeah, I'm not going to toss it. I bet that's a nice quiet drive. If you want, we can spin it up. I'll show you what it sounds like. It still spins up, it just doesn't work. Well, it spins up most of the time, I should say. Alrighty here. What do we got? Let me see if I can find... find all my blue scuzzies are all over the place. Oh, here's the one I want for this system. So this will be a 608 boot. Let me grab a scuzzy cable. Sorry, be right back. I'm not going to use this one right now, but I want to have it ready in the system in case I do want to use it. So yeah, put that in there like that. Okay. Of course we want to hear it. All right, y'all asked for it. Sorry, I'm looking for some screws. Alright, I'll have to come back and get the right screws for this. They seem to have disappeared. Nope, that is definitely not the right screw for that one. Nope. Just want to get this thing set down in there, add a little bit of strength to this case. This case was very cracky, let's say. I've done a bunch of fixes to it. Okay, so if we look right here, this whole quarter was cracked out, and this whole corner had like totally chipped off. So I used acetone, as I learned from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, how to fix plastic with acetone, so that made that look a little nicer. Okay, we got this. Let's plug this in. Okay, we'll use a little external one to get this one started. Hopefully. All right. 3, 2, 1. Nope. This power's... Oh, there it goes. Oh, this fan is awful. Sorry about the noise. Not sure you're going to be able to hear the hard drive over this. God, I love 608. Look how fast that booted up. Yeah, this one needs a bunch of stuff done to it. All right. It's a good project. Replacing the fan in your other one. Let's use this drive as a sound deadener. Yeah, that sounds good. Can you hear that? It sounds like an Xserve. So that's what we're dealing with this one. Okay, goodbye. Yeah. That is not a happy set of drives. Okay. Let's put in an internal blue SCSI. Let's see if the internal blue SCSI works in this one. It should. And let's put in our... This is not a Quantum Bigfoot. If you want to see a Quantum Bigfoot, I can show you what they look like. This is much bigger than a Quantum Bigfoot. Alright. So see, Macintosh 2, no power connection. We're just powered up off the termination power. It works fine. So alright, so we'll leave that in there. Let me grab the top. Oh, power cable. Alrighty, so this one looks good. This has a bunch of cracks up here. I guess someone dropped a monitor or something on it, so it's not perfect, but we can fix that at some point. But it's working, so I don't really need to spend a ton of time on it. So let's see here. Let me see if I can grab the other image. No, not that. Sorry, I'm looking for a picture of both of these systems together. So if we go back, sorry, let me switch over to GIMP again. So that's what these two systems looked like together when we first got them. So you can see the 2X actually looked worse than the 2 when I first started working on them. And things have changed a little bit. I'm gonna switch this up. Shit. 1 second. Oh, it's good you're not seeing what I'm doing. Okay, what am I doing? Alright, so yeah, originally the 2X there is on the bottom. You can see how yellowed it was. So now let's go to right now. So you can see these things have undergone quite the transformation in this last month. This 2X is really good. I'm happy with where this thing's at. So yeah, super excited about this. And plus we now have 2 functioning systems. These 2 did not do anything when I first got them. Okay. So now I have one more thing I want to show you. Ugh. Shut this off. Oof. All right, putting the TV away. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, and I lost all my chat. Oh my gosh. Things are crazy over here. All right. What am I doing? All right, let's put this over here. Let's put our 2 away. Set for now. Oh God, this is heavy. So, in one of my previous streams, I showed this monitor. And when I showed it in the stream before, this thing was covered in mold and it was pretty darn yellow. So this is an Apple 13-inch monitor. What's the model number? M1297. And so I did some retrobrighting and cleaning on this thing. So this thing's now ready to go, and it's a perfect match for the 2X. So I want to try to get them both together. Would try to power it up on the Big Bad Bench, but last time I powered this thing up on the Big Bad Bench, it made some really nasty noises, so I don't want to subject you to that again. Okay, so I just tried to plug this in to the back of the 13, or into the back of the 2X, and this cable is too fat to fit in there. I had no actual real Apple cables, so you're gonna watch me damage myself. I know I'm gonna slice my finger open. So sometimes we get explosions on the Big Bad Bench, sometimes we get blood. But whatever the situation, there's always an opportunity to laugh at me, right? I will try not to slice myself open, Dave Diamond. Oh, and I don't think I said hi to Zodium. How's it going, Zodium? Alright, I think that might be enough. Oh, it really isn't. Are you freaking kidding me? This is such a pain in the butt. Always slice towards your friend, not you. I know, that's fine. And that's how I always hurt myself, by doing it this way. Especially when you have nice, dull knives like this. nice thing about this cable is that they're very cheap. I think the company that sells these, it's like $5 on eBay. I think after shipping it was like $7. The big bloody biologist. Yeah, that would actually be really fun because I tend to pass out when I cut myself. So like you'd see me just like twitching on the floor. Or I would just disappear from the frame. Alright, let's try that. I got it. That should be enough. Okay, we're going to get a mouse. Get power. And a more different power. Oh, and I should switch up my camera. Let's see. Here we go. Oh. Well, it didn't catch fire. I accidentally hit the power cable. Kind of want this so that you can see it. That's heavy between the two of these things. Alright, how's that look? Look at that. That's sexy. Alright, power. I hear it doing angry things. That's not good. I might have broken it. Getting nothing now. Jeez, now I'm going to have to do a stream about how to fix CRTs. Oh, how sad is that? Yeah, that thing is doing nothing. Ugh. Well, that's really sad. We were so close. CRT stream. Yes, please. Well, it's not going to be today, unfortunately. Darn it. I really wanted that thing to be all tightened up. Oh, well. No power light even. Yeah, no. I don't know what's going on. I should probably shut it off. Yeah, I'm hearing like a weird kind of hissy noise. Oh, crap. Well, whatever. We got our Macintosh 2 and our Macintosh IIx's back together. Can't win them all. Oh, shoot. Well, anyway, it looks good at least, right? Look how pretty that setup is. I wish it worked. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll play with it some more. I'm gonna. It's low on CRT fluid. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna end this stream because I gotta head out and do some other stuff. But I want to thank you all for being here today. It's always awesome hanging out with y'all. And I'm really excited that I finally got that 2 and that 2X put back together, because that's been grating. It's been itching at my brain. So Epictronics, Eric's Edge, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Garth Beagle, One Bit Fever Dreams, Vic the Vicar, Trina's Techno Babble, Bacchus, Zodium, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, Dave Diamond. Oh, I know I'm going to miss someone. Steve Mac 84 was here. I already said Dave. Retro Techie. All right. I think, oh, and Justin D. Morgan was here. Yes. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, definitely check out Trina's stream tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to work on, but I'm going to be working on something because look at this place. I got a lot of stuff to work on. So, yeah, do the YouTube stuff. Thanks for showing up, Dave. It's nice having you here. Yes, Zodium, I should start doing the YouTube stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'll get some subscribers at some point. Although, maybe I should mention, aside from giving away the blue SCSI, and all you got to do is go leave a comment on that other video. When I hit 512 subscribers, I'm going to give away another LC3. So share the love, tell some people about the channel, and you could potentially win an LC3 in a little bit. So have a good day, you all. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Always great to see you, and I'll see you tomorrow on Trina's Dave's stream.